Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to be here with you. Today, we'll be exploring the topic of measuring fairness in algorithms. The focus is on Osaretin Agbonavbare's metrics for algorithmic equity. Over the next few slides, we'll dive into what fairness means in the context of technology, look at some key metrics, and discuss how these ideas can help create more equitable systems. So let's get started. Let's take a closer look at what we mean by measuring fairness, especially in the context of African AI systems. When we talk about fairness here, we're not just referring to an abstract concept. It's about establishing a strategic approach, one that actively ensures that these systems are fair, accountable, and inclusive. This means designing processes and metrics that help us evaluate whether AI is truly serving all parts of society equitably. It's about being intentional, making sure that the algorithms do not perpetuate biases or inequalities. By implementing these strategies, we're not only improving the technology itself, but also building trust and ensuring that AI benefits everyone, regardless of background or circumstance. And of course, this ties into our overall goal of developing responsible AI that aligns with societal values and promotes social justice across Africa. Now, let's talk about demographic parity, also known as statistical parity. The core idea here is that we want the outcomes of a process, like hearing decisions, loan approvals, or healthcare treatments, to be independent of sensitive attributes such as race or gender. In other words, we're aiming for fairness by ensuring that no group is unfairly favored or disadvantaged based on these characteristics. This means that the positive outcomes, say, getting hired or approved for a loan, should be distributed equally across different groups. So, if 50% of applicants from one group are approved, then ideally, around 50% of applicants from other groups should be approved as well. This measure is especially useful because it provides a clear, statistical way to assess bias. For example, in hearing, we can check whether different demographic groups are being treated equally. The same applies to lending or healthcare, anywhere bias could impact fairness and equity. Overall, demographic parity is a fundamental concept in fairness because it pushes us to look beyond individual decisions and focus on the broader distribution of outcomes, helping us promote equality across diverse groups. Now, let's talk about equal opportunity. This principle is all about making sure that individuals who are equally qualified are treated fairly, regardless of their background or group membership. It's about creating a level playing field, so no one is disadvantaged simply because of their group identity. A key aspect here is focusing on true positive rates across different groups. That means we're paying close attention to how often qualified individuals from each group are correctly identified or accepted by the system. By doing this, we aim to ensure fairness in the decision-making process. At the same time, it's important to recognize that people may have different qualifications, and the goal isn't to ignore those differences, but to treat everyone equitably based on their true capabilities. So, fairness isn't about treating everyone exactly the same, but about providing opportunities that reflect genuine qualifications. Overall, this principle ties into our broader goal of building systems that are both fair and accurate, where everyone gets a fair shot, and the system is sensitive to the nuances of individual qualifications. Now, let's talk about equalized odds, which is a key concept in fair machine learning. Essentially, it requires that our model has equal true positive rates and false positive rates across different demographic groups. In other words, it aims to ensure that the model's performance is consistent regardless of group membership. This approach is actually stricter than demographic parity because it doesn't just look at outcomes like positive rates, but also at the error rates, such as false positives. By doing this, equalized odds helps us reduce both exclusion biases, where certain groups might be unfairly left out, and misclassification biases, which can cause unfair errors. So overall, this fairness criterion pushes us toward building models that are not only accurate but also equitable in how they treat different groups. It aligns with our goal of creating fairer, less biased algorithms that serve everyone more justly. All right, let's dive into the concepts of predictive parity and calibration, which are crucial for building trustworthy AI systems. Predictive parity is all about ensuring that the accuracy of predictions is consistent across different groups. In other words, we want the same level of precision regardless of the group we're looking at. This helps prevent bias where one group might be unfairly treated or misrepresented. Calibration, on the other hand, is about making sure that the probabilities our models output truly reflect real-world outcomes. If a model predicts a 70% chance of an event happening, then roughly 70% of those predictions should actually occur. And when we talk about calibration across groups, we're emphasizing that this alignment should hold true for all groups involved. Together, these concepts are fundamental because they ensure that our AI systems are reliable and, importantly, fair. When predictions are both calibrated and have predictive parity, we can trust the outputs, knowing they are consistent and accurate across diverse populations. This builds confidence in AI applications, making them more transparent and ethically sound, which ties back to our overall goal of responsible AI development. Now, let's talk about the importance of considering the context and ethics behind fairness in AI. First, it's crucial to recognize that fairness metrics aren't one-size-fits-all. They need to be carefully chosen based on the specific use case. What's fair in one scenario might not be in another, so understanding the context helps us select the right metrics to avoid unintended harm. Next, when working with data, especially from diverse communities, it's vital to include representative samples from African communities and others. This ensures that our models truly reflect the realities of the people they serve, reducing bias and promoting equity. And finally, governance plays a key role here. This means engaging stakeholders, community members, experts, and policymakers throughout the process. It's not just about setting rules once. It's about ongoing audits and reviews to make sure our systems stay fair and ethical over time. All these points connect back to our overall goal, building AI that's responsible, equitable, and trustworthy. By keeping ethics at the forefront, we can create solutions that genuinely serve everyone, especially those often overlooked in traditional approaches. As we come to the final slide, I want to emphasize the importance of building AI that is both accountable and equitable. Osaretin Agbonavbare highlights some key strategies to achieve this. First, he stresses the importance of context-aware fairness evaluation, which means understanding the specific social and cultural factors that influence fairness in different settings. This helps us create AI systems that are truly fair and respectful of diverse communities. Next, he advocates for metric-driven audits. These are systematic, data-based assessments that ensure our AI systems meet established fairness standards and perform ethically. Regular audits are essential to catch biases early and keep our systems aligned with our ethical commitments. He also emphasizes the need for ethical AI governance, especially tailored for Africa. This involves creating policies and frameworks that reflect local values and address unique regional challenges. It's about ensuring AI benefits everyone, not just a select few. Ultimately, Osaretin envisions AI systems that empower and protect all users equitably. This means designing technology that serves everyone fairly, promotes inclusivity, and upholds human rights. When we combine these approaches, we move closer to an AI future that is responsible, just, and beneficial for all.